Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Lazy Cat Reactions. I thank you so much for joining me for episode 7 of season 8 of Heartland, Walk a Mile. Back from the rodeo circuit, Tim begins to have doubts about his relationship with Casey. Amy and Georgie help a Hutterite family with their horses. I think that was Hutterite. So that'll be nice to see. You get to see a whole bunch more horses. And it says, Tim begins to have doubts about his relationship with Casey. And I'm thinking to myself, Tim gets around, you know? Because he had Janice in, season 6. And then he kind of went back to Miranda. And then he and Miranda ended things. And now there's this woman, Casey. And then he also has an attraction to that doctor, the one who's Jade's mother. So it's like, dude, make up your mind, you know? What do you want? You know, Tim is a bit of a man whore. You know, he seems to kind of move through women. And really there are not that many in Hudson, you know? That's the funny thing with this show. It's like, these people start dating people. And it's like, if Hudson is like a small town as you portray, you're gonna run out of people. And granted, you've got like the rodeo circuit, so you've got someone like Casey who shows up for a bit and then leaves, and then maybe doesn't come back for months or something. So yeah, I get that. But again, it's still just kind of like, there's only so many people in his small town, and what happens when you've gone through all of them. It was kind of the same thing with Lou, like I was saying with her, because, you know, when the show first started, she was dating that guy Carl. They broke up. End of the season, she started with Scott. Then they broke up. And then she rebounded with that Mountie. And then once the Mountie was out of the picture, there was like an episode or 2, and then she started dating Peter. And I was kind of like, Jesus Christ, like, and again, I know on the show there is probably time that passes, but they basically did say that the Mountie was a rebound. But I know like time passes on the show, so what is like just like a week for us by the time the show airs, it could be a couple of months itself in the storyline, which makes it a little easier. But like I said, one thing with the show that I don't like is that they don't kind of like explain the time jump. It's like, you'll see one episode where it'll be like summer, and then all of a sudden it's like winter again. And I'm like, okay, obviously there's a time jump because you can see it's winter, but can you kind of clue us in, you know? Or, yeah, you know, like when the season started, they mentioned that it was like 4 months later. And I think Amy basically went on the circuit roughly, probably like summertime is my guess. And then now she comes back around fall is my guess. Or it could have been spring and she came back late summer. But even with that, it's like, they did explain that there was a 4-month gap, but it's like, okay, what time of year did she leave? That kind of gives us an idea of what time she's back. I don't know. I feel like these guys could be a little better in explaining the time jumps. But anyways, I digress. Let's get on with the episode. I'm excited to see what happens because, as you all know, I love this show. So, let's get started. Oh yeah, and Ty was a dick to Amy at the end of the last episode. I like the religious music playing. Hi, pretties! Are we getting Amish people? Looks like it. 3? I would have, you know, he says, "Did you blame the owner?" I would have said, when is the owner at fault? Yes, I do. There's nothing wrong with the horses. I've worked with them. You hired me to fix the horses. and there's nothing wrong with them. So if there's nothing wrong with them, the problem is you. And then when he'd be walking off, I'd be like, bad attitude ain't gonna solve this.
See you in the morning.
I've been here since 6 a.m. Is that a problem? I'd be like, yeah, I'm sleep deprived. I like though how he's like, trust your instinct, Like he knew Ty was right, but obviously it's all a part of teaching him,
Yeah?
Why is she running away?
What are you doing? Wait! Get up! Get up!
Why is she running
Get
away?
up!
Okay, why is Hannah running away? What's wrong? I was mentioning earlier with seeing the Huddites that there's a show on Hulu called Letterkenny, which is also a Canadian show. And it's definitely an interesting show. It's on Crave in Canada, and then it's also Hulu original here in America. So if you have Hulu, check it out. But the main characters, Wayne and Katie, are supposed to be, I think, like Mennonites or Amish or former. And they left the faith because Katie came out as bi. And so, like, the parents aren't in the picture at all, The brother and the sister live together. And they have their friends, and, it's Letterkenny, and these are their problems. But obviously they still have a bit of a relationship with that community, because every so often you'll see, I think, one of the Mennonites or something come by and talk to them and whatnot. So I was like, oh, okay, But they never really totally explained it. But anyways, seeing this episode just kind of made me think about Letterkenny. And I was like, well, they both are Canadian shows, so it'd be kind of funny if Letterkenny was, like, referenced. Now, I think this was before Letterkenny came out, though, so you wouldn't have that. Because I think Letterkenny, at least on Hulu, I think, debuted in, like, 2015 or so. I need to look it up, because apparently there's supposed to be a season 11. I have not seen if season 11 has come out yet. It may have, and I may have missed it, but I hope it hasn't, because I'll be mad if it has. But yeah, if you have Hulu, check out Letterkenny. The episodes are short. They're about 30 minutes. There's only like 6 to 8 in a season. It is definitely an unusual show, but it's really good. And of course, some of the actors from Letterkenny, surprise, surprise, have been on Supernatural. One of them, the guy who played Stuart, had a fairly recognizable role on Supernatural, playing Samandriel, one of the angels. So, yeah, if you get a chance, check out Letterkenny. So, interesting that Hannah ran away. We'll find out here, obviously, what happened.
Because you're avoiding Ty. It's perfectly human. Cowardly, maybe, but perfectly human. Just this once, please.
God.
I will do my sisterly duties for you this time, but you can't avoid him forever.
I know.
So,
I like her shirt.
there's something I need to tell you.
Oh, great. I've got another love child out there somewhere now.
Yeah,
No,
Shane.
right.
This is the same guy who proposed to Janice just to get custody of Shane. So don't take anything he says seriously.
Lots of times when no one's looking.
This is your fault. You did something wrong. You messed them up. It's not like that if you make a fuss.
Stop it, you're such a liar!
Hey, George, you're the truck.
Kid doesn't want to admit anything. Like Hannah said, he doesn't want to disappoint their father because he wants to work with machines. And I'm like, but wouldn't you disappoint him more by lying to him? Because eventually the truth will come out. that you wanted to, work with machines and not horses and whatnot. So wouldn't the truth eventually come out? And when your father finds out about that and that you've been hiding this from him for years, wouldn't that be worse? Wouldn't he be more disappointed in you for not being straight with him? It's like, I get it that kids don't want to disappoint their parents. It happens a lot, especially when you have like small businesses and whatnot, they want to make their parents happy. That's, really what like every kid wants. You want to make your parents proud of you. And sometimes, unfortunately, parents do set unrealistic expectations for their kids, or they don't talk to their kids and they don't find out what their kids really want. And that is unfortunate. Anyways, let's keep going. Oh, but real quick, I will also mention that, at least Ty was making the effort with saying hello. But at the same time, I'm also like, you are an idiot. Just text her, tell her that you want to meet up for like coffee or something. Even just do that and just talk to her.
No, we really liked that though. I mean, the weather was good. We hardly had any road construction.
Good.
That sounds like a perfect trip. Yeah. Till Tim hit a dog. No kidding. Yeah, of course. Come on, honey, let's get you ready for bed.
Okay, can you read me a story?
Oh,
That's cute. Kitty wants Casey to read her.
Did I mention how much I like her?
I like her too. Yeah, she's great, Dad.
yeah, I mean,
See, I don't agree with what Hannah said because Lucas and Alexander haven't done anything wrong. So they're going to be punished for doing absolutely nothing wrong. And she says, I would rather sell them than have my brother hate me. Have your brother hate you. He'll get over it. He's young. He's what? Late teens, early 20s? He'll grow the fuck up and he'll realize you were right. Especially when he gets to be a mechanic and work with machines because the truth would be out. So have him hate you for a little bit. And you don't know that he would, he might be happy that the truth is finally out. And again, if he does hate you, guess what? It won't last. But you're going to sell these two horses who've done nothing wrong to a buyer who may or may not take care of them, all because of some stupid secret that your brother wants to keep? Come on. No. No, no, no. You tell them what's going on.
And try it now.
There you go. He's smiling.
Boy, you made that look easy. Good job. What son you got there?
There you go. So I got Hannah.
So promise me. Fight for what's important.
Don't just let him walk away.
I love you.
Do that.
See, like Lou was saying, Tim does have a big heart. Even though he's egotistical and an ass, he obviously does care for his family. And when push comes to shove, he's there. He will push his ego off when it comes to the family. Like how he was kind of hard on Ty with Amy's accident. And then he told Ty, you're the man for my daughter because you took care of her. She's safe with you. And then going to see Ty. Ty said, well, you never really thought I was good enough for her. And it's like, he's going to push you because he wants you to be best. If he doesn't think you're good enough, maybe it's because he feels that you need to push. Maybe he wants you with her, but maybe he feels that he needs to push you a little harder so you are good enough. I mean, overall, he likes Ty. He just does it, yeah, because, you know, his daughters are important. And that's the thing with Tim is when push comes to shove, like that one time when, I think in season 4, when the whole thing happened with Blair, I think it was, and Ty was sitting there, and Jack came in, and Tim came in, like, to talk to him, like, both, yeah, the father and the grandfather, and it was kind of funny, you know, and, like, he's sitting there, and they're both coming in with these serious faces. It's like, in that moment, Tim was putting himself aside and putting his daughter first. So, even though he's a bit of a dick and has a huge ego, he also, like Lou says, has a huge heart. And he does obviously care for his daughters. And when he has to, he will put them first. And Jack too.
Smart. Incredibly beautiful.
Yes.
I wish Jack
Hi,
would wear a
Dorothy.
ring. Even if he had like a silicone one,
I just wanted to tell you that my dad's keeping me Lucas and Alexander.
as he
That's
should.
awesome. What about your brother?
Paul's been put in charge of keeping all the farm equipment up and running at the colony. So he's like a pig in mud. And as long as I got all my weeding and picking done, I can visit the horses whenever I want.
I'm so happy for you,
He's
man.
like a pig in mud.
What are you doing right now?
Well, I was gonna go back to Phoenix. Wanna go? I have a better idea.
Come on, Lucas, Alexander.
He's
Come on. Giddy up, Alexander. Lucas. Giddy up. Come on. Giddy up.
such beautiful greenery. Here comes Amy, fighting for Ty, as she should.
My hand inside a cow's abdomen today. It was sort of incredible. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you.
And here she comes.
So, you had your hand inside a cow?
Well, her abdomen, not the other end.
Right.
Of course. It was a displaced out in Mason. I actually had twisted her stomach.
Wow. That's...
You're an idiot.
And we take our last breath. We will be one.
He's gonna leave her another message. I hope.
If our time is true.
Ty's a freaking idiot, you know? It's like, he's keeping the walls up. You know, she clearly did that because she wanted to talk to him and you saw that she was crying there at the end. And it was like, you know what? Why didn't you invite her to have a beer? You say you love her, but yet you're hurting her on purpose. You're punishing her. You're hurting her. You're not supposed to do that to the person you love. All right? If this is a break, as Tim said, make a decision. Break up or make up. You know, I know that sometimes happens with couples that they take like a break, a little bit of a separation, but they stay together. But then you have, you know, like Jack and Lisa. They broke up, they spent some time apart, and they realized that they wanted to be together. And they got back together. Amy and Ty broke up, I think, in season 4 and got back together in what, season 5? Season 6? Whatever it was. And it's like, you're a freaking idiot. You have fought for this woman pretty much since the first day you arrived at Heartland. Why would you just let her go? You know? I mean, he had said to Jack that he feels, I guess, unworthy because of what Ahmed had said. The whole thing about, you know, she can do great things and I'm just gonna hold her back, and so I'd rather let her go than do that. And I'm like, that's not your decision. That's her decision to make. And if she wants to be with you, and she doesn't feel like you hold her back, then that's her. Trust her. Trust her instincts. Don't be making this decision for her. It's like in Doctor Who, the doctor was in love with this woman, Rose Tyler. And she got taken away from him and separated in a parallel world. But she found a way to return to him. And I do think he was going to have her stay with him because he was really happy that she was back. But certain events happened. One of his greatest enemies kind of, captured her and some of his friends. And when they got out of the situation, I think he realized that he couldn't. So he takes her back to the parallel world, and he drops like a half human version of himself. You need to see the show to understand. It's all wibbly wobbly. But she basically said to him, I fought so hard to come back to you. And he's leaving her there. And that pissed me off because I'm like, you're not giving her the decision. You're making this decision for her. If she is perfectly happy being, he kind of did this like the whole time because you could tell he loved her, but yet he was kind of keeping her at an arm's length because he's an alien, she's a human, and lifespans are different and whatnot, and so he didn't want to fall too deep and get hurt. But like I said, he was already in love with her. So he would kind of keep her a little bit of a distance, and I'm thinking, let that be her decision. All right, she wants to be with you. You say you can't give her like normalcy, like a mortgage and a house and kids and a job or whatnot. Maybe she doesn't want that. You ever stop to think about that? Did you ever ask her what she wanted? Or did you just make this assumption? Maybe she would have been happy giving all that stuff up to be with you because she loves you. So anyways, he leaves her on the parallel world, and he does have his like half-human self, but he walks away from her, and that pissed me the fuck off because I was like, you're not giving her that choice. You're walking away from her. And it was clear that he still loved her even after that, even after he regenerated. With each regeneration, he still loves her, even though there's less and less references to her. He does still love her, and he always will. But, he made that decision for her. And I think a part of it is that he felt unworthy, and he wanted her to have what he didn't think he could give her. But the thing is, she was okay with that. She would have been okay because he asked her, how long are you going to stay with me? And she said, forever. She would have been okay traveling with you, going on adventures, because she was with you. Same thing here. Amy would be okay because she'd be with Ty. So while Ty thinks he's holding her back, he's not. Not at all. But he's being too much of an idiot to realize that. Anyways, that's kind of a little bit of a rant that I got off on, and I'm sorry about that. But if you did enjoy this reaction, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Check out Doctor Who, because it is a great show. And Letterkenny as well. And hey, Supernatural, let's just drop them all, Hit the notification bell to be alerted of future reactions, whether it be Heartland or anything else. If you can, support me on Buy Me a Coffee. The link is in the description, or follow me on Patreon. I'd love to be able to get some stuff going with Patreon, but obviously I'm not doing anything because I don't have any support yet. If you can, check out some of the other creators that I have listed if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you want anyone on Rumble, want to know some other reactors, I can go ahead and tell you if you post a comment. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at the same name, Lazy Cat Reactions, and I will see you next time. Bye.